such an eerie comparison to the second one-day international. Not much from the top three, then a partnership, then that partnership broken, a little partnership after that, but essentially two wickets falling back to back. And at the 35 over mark, India, like they were in the second game, 5 down, 175 this time, just a matter of a few runs here and there. The one man holding the innings together like glue is Shreyas Iyer. The big difference is going to be if India are to get to 270 and not 237, Iyer needs to get 100 and a little bit of help from his friends lower down the order. Shaun Pollock alongside. Shaun, it's not often you see a comparison like this with a couple of games back to back, but that's exactly what's happening. And what an opportunity for Shreyas Iyer to just stamp his authority in a format he's not necessarily had a settled place.
Yeah, I think we mentioned at the 15 over mark. This is the easiest period to bat, isn't it, against the West Indies because the spinners come into the mix. Obviously, the ball's a bit softer, so when the fast bowlers come back, it's a little bit easier for them to score. Shreyas Iyer has been very patient. I mean, he hasn't had to exert himself with regards to strike rate because the guys at the other end have been scoring at a nice rate. And he's doing exactly what's required. Someone needs to be there until the 50th over, and you would expect it to be him. Rishabh Pant, fantastic again. But I know we tend to harp on the fact that, it does come a period where he just has to bat. He just has to try and not overthink things or try and force the issue. If he just knocks it around, look at the strike rate, 56 or 54. In no trouble whatsoever, picking off boundaries when he wants to. But it's a kind of shot which wasn't really on, was it? He can just pat that back. He's there for the next delivery, and he can look to bat for another 10, 15 overs. He's going to be very destructive. So I saw the way he reacted meant that he was very frustrated with himself because I think he ideally looked at that opportunity like, listen, I've got so many overs to bat here. This should be a 3-figure score. And then after I've got that, I could even cut loose and really look to be expansive. So be disappointed with that. I think the West Indies have done well. I think the introduction of Welsh is probably a good thing. As I say, easy period for them to bat India. But that leg spinner just gives you something different and eventually being the one who breaks that partnership. And then I think Surya will also be quite disappointed. There was more than enough time, more than 20 overs when he gets to the crease. He played a nice sweep shot, but then trying to force the issue maybe when it wasn't there. So I think a couple of batters in the dressing room will be a little bit in angst about the fact that they're out in the dressing room rather in the middle.
Yeah, you mentioned both of them right now. But Shreyas Iyer will be looking to make it big. The West Indies will be wanting desperately to dislodge him. They've done a good job so far. Once again, it's been a similar pattern. Great at the top. Alzari Joseph again standing out. Odin Smith, he had 2 the other day. He had 1 today. Still got a couple of overs up his sleeve. Now I think the key will be once again for Pooran to complete the innings, no Pollard still, in the same manner as he did in the previous game.
Yeah, I like the way he's mixed it up, to be honest. I think it's been pretty good the way he's brought the fast bowlers back when he's identified a situation where they can maybe push on through and try and create 1 or 2 more wickets. There is some hitting power still to come for India, so it'll be interesting to see which tactics he goes to. But I think the spinners have still got to part. I know they've done 10 between them, and the temptation might be to not use them. But I think if you pick up another wickets, there's still a part that they can play.
They certainly can. The Indian top order, the West Indies fragility of the batting has been talking points in this series, but the most woeful has been the prediction of our panel to get a score right in the first 2 games. Today, Shaun, 300 still very much on the cards for you, but I would reckon I'm kind of in the favourite seat. But India will be disappointed if they don't get to at least 265.
Yeah, I mean, you would think don't lose wickets and keep going at this pace, then that becomes something comfortable. But they've now got themselves in a situation where you're always looking behind you like, okay, I can't afford to get out here. Can I be aggressive? Can I not? So I think that with both batting efforts so far, they would be disappointed at the amount of wickets they've lost going into these final phases, because we've seen India of the past. They can be very destructive at the back end.
Certainly can. There's no Shardul Thakur, remember, but his mate Deepak Chahar also can really contribute with the bat. So he comes in next after this Sundar Iyer partnership, and we'll see where it takes them. We'll wrap it all up at the end of the innings, which will not finish on the dot of 5 as we expected, a little bit later than 5 o'clock Indian Standard Time. We'll see you then. That's all from Cricbuzz Comm Box.